Attention passionate Pittsburgh Steelers fans. Latest news, something big is happening in the AFC North and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Pittsburgh Steelers' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Pittsburgh Steelers fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with your friends and Pittsburgh Steelers fans. Let's get to the news now, folks. If you've been paying close attention to the NFL landscape lately, especially in the AFC North, you know that everything seems to be shifting at a rapid pace. The Steelers, as always, are looking to position themselves at the top of the division, and this offseason has been nothing short of aggressive and strategic. They've made moves, they've shown intent, and now it seems they might be looking at one of the biggest potential game changers in recent franchise history. And I'm talking specifically about the possibility, yes, the very real possibility, of the Steelers making a bold move for one of the league's most explosive pass rushers, Micah Parsons from the Dallas Cowboys. Let's set the stage a little bit. The Steelers, as we all know, have always valued a strong pass rush. It's been a cornerstone of their defense for decades, from the days of James Harrison and Joey Porter to the present with T.J. Watt, who has been nothing short of spectacular. Watt, for those of you who follow the team closely, recently signed a massive 3-year extension worth $123 million, making him one of the highest-paid defenders in NFL history. His presence on the defensive front has been a game-changer, a player capable of disrupting any offense, and he's been the anchor of Pittsburgh's defense since he came into the league. But here's the thing, the Steelers want to go all in for 2025. They see that year as their window for another Super Bowl run, and with that kind of mindset, they're not just content with what they have. They're looking to push the envelope, to upgrade where they can, and potentially add a player who could elevate their pass rush to an even more terrifying level. Enter Micah Parsons, a player who's been described as a once-in-a-generation talent at linebacker and edge rusher. Parsons has been a force since he entered the league, earning 4 Pro Bowl selections and being named twice to the first-team All-Pro. He's a player who can rush the quarterback, drop into coverage, and make plays all over the field, a true hybrid threat. Now, there's been some buzz around Parsons requesting a trade from Dallas late last week. Yes, you heard that right. The Cowboys' star pass rusher, who's under contract but apparently seeking a change of scenery, might be on the move. And while the most probable outcome is that Dallas and Parsons come to an agreement on a record-breaking extension, one that could surpass T.J. Watt's recent deal, there's also a scenario, a real possibility, that things don't go smoothly and Parsons finds himself in new colors sooner rather than later. So, what does that mean for the Steelers? Well, it opens the door for a blockbuster trade, one that could reshape the entire defensive landscape of the AFC North. Now, it's important to understand that Pittsburgh isn't suddenly desperate for pass rushers. They're well-stocked with Watt, and they've developed Alex Highsmith into a formidable player himself. Over the past 2 seasons, Highsmith has posted a combined 13 sacks in 28 games, and in 2022 he logged an impressive 14. 5 quarterback takedowns along with 5 forced fumbles. The team values him highly, and he's under contract through 2027, with cap hits of roughly $18. $6 million in 2025, $20. $1 million in 2026, and $21. $1 million in 2027. But here's where it gets really interesting. Some analysts and fans have started to speculate about what it might take for the Steelers to land Parsons. Recently, Steelers Wire's Andrew Vasquez put together a mock trade that's worth discussing. He proposed that Pittsburgh could send Alex Highsmith, along with second-round picks in 2026 and 2027, and a 2027 7th-rounder to Dallas in exchange for Parsons. Now, I know what some of you might be thinking, that's a steep price. And you're right, it's not cheap. Highsmith is a high-caliber player, and draft picks are always a gamble. But the potential reward, an absolute game-changer. Just imagine a front seven with Cameron Hayward anchoring the interior, Watt on one side and Parsons on the other, terrorizing quarterbacks week after week. It's a defense that could be feared across the league, a defense that could carry Pittsburgh deep into the playoffs and possibly help them chase another Super Bowl. Now, I want to clarify something important. Parsons, as a four-time Pro Bowler and two-time first-team All-Pro, has never recorded less than 12 sacks in a single season. That's consistency, that's dominance, and it's exactly the kind of player that could push the Steelers from a good team into a true championship contender. But the reality is, paying two top-tier edge rushers like Watt and Parsons top-of-the-market salaries at the same time isn't exactly realistic for Pittsburgh's salary cap situation. Watt recently signed his extension, and while he's still playing at an elite level, adding Parsons would mean a giant investment, and that might not be feasible unless the Steelers get creative. That's why, if a trade for Parsons were to happen, it would likely come with the stipulation that he and Dallas agree on an extension. The Cowboys wouldn't want to lose him without getting something substantial in return, and Pittsburgh would have to be prepared to pay him accordingly. But considering the Steelers' current stance of being all-in for 2025, they might be willing to make a bold move if they believe Parsons is the missing piece. Of course, that's all speculation for now. The league is dynamic, and Dallas might decide to hold on to Parsons if they can't get the right deal or if they're not convinced they can replace him. The Steelers, meanwhile, are watching closely, weighing their options, and preparing a contingency plan. It's a fascinating situation because it highlights the mindset of this organization: aggressive, strategic, and always looking for ways to improve. They're not just content with their current roster. They want to push their advantage and stay ahead of the division rivals, especially the Cincinnati Bengals and Baltimore Ravens, who have also been making moves to strengthen their defenses. Now, looking at the broader picture, the Steelers' defense has been a cornerstone of their identity. Cameron Hayward has been a consistent leader inside, and Watt has been a monster on the edge, but adding Parsons could elevate that to a different level entirely. Imagine the chaos for opposing quarterbacks, the pressure they'd face all game long. That kind of front seven dominance could be the difference-maker in close games, especially in the playoffs. And of course, it would energize the fan base like never before, fueling optimism and excitement for the upcoming seasons. But let's not forget, this is a complex puzzle. The Steelers are very aware of their cap situation and the financial realities of the NFL. They've shown that they're willing to take calculated risks, but they also know when to hold back. For now, this potential trade remains in the realm of speculation, but it's a scenario that Steelers fans should keep an eye on. Because if it happens, it's going to be one of the biggest moves in recent franchise history and could set the stage for a deep playoff run and a shot at another Super Bowl appearance. And remember, the NFL offseason is always full of surprises, and the Pittsburgh Steelers are no strangers to making bold moves when the opportunity arises. They've built a reputation for being strategic and relentless, and this offseason might just be the next chapter in their quest for glory. The possibility of landing a player like Micah Parsons, even if just as a trade target, is a testament to their ambition and dedication to excellence. So fans, stay tuned, keep rooting, and get ready for what could be an electrifying future for the black and gold. Pause here just for a second. If you want the YouTube algorithm to keep recommending the latest Pittsburgh Steelers news to you, it's super important that you leave a like on this video. Go ahead, it's quick and it makes a big difference. Thank you. Now let us continue with the big reveal. And now, Pittsburgh Steelers fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on this potential move? Do you think the Steelers should go all in for Micah Parsons? Would you be comfortable parting with Highsmith and some draft picks if it meant elevating the defense to elite status? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion matters so much to us and to the Steelers organization. And don't forget, I'll be back soon with more updates, more analysis, and the latest news from the Steelers camp. So stay tuned, stay passionate, and let's keep the faith alive. Because if there's one thing we know, the Steelers never back down from a challenge, and this offseason might just prove that once again.